Have you ever looked back at your childhood and wondered why certain things happened to you, moments that seemed unfair, isolating, or even mysterious? What if I told you that those very moments were signs that Allah had chosen you for something greater? Assalamu alaikum, dear brothers and sisters. We often go through life reflecting on our past, wondering what it all means, and sometimes we feel lost or disconnected, thinking that the hardships we faced were just coincidences or random events. But in Islam, we are reminded that nothing happens by chance. Allah's plan for us is perfect, and every trial, hardship, and blessing has a purpose. This is especially true for the moments from our childhood, the time when Allah planted the seeds of purpose in our hearts, shaping us for the journey ahead. These moments may not have made sense at the time, but as we look back, we can often see how Allah was gently guiding us toward the path He had chosen for us, even before we fully understood it. Sometimes the signs from our childhood are subtle, almost unnoticed at the time, but they hold deep meaning when viewed through the lens of faith. Imagine, for a moment, the times when you felt out of place or misunderstood as a child, when you didn't quite fit in with others. Perhaps you experienced moments of loneliness or confusion, where it seemed like the world around you was moving in one direction and you were being pulled in another. These feelings, though uncomfortable, could very well have been Allah's way of preparing you for something greater, shaping you to carry a unique role in the world that only you can fulfill. The struggles we face early in life are not random. They are a part of the divine plan. Think about the early experiences that tested your patience and resilience. Were you ever faced with a situation where you felt lost, or perhaps abandoned, like there was no one who understood what you were going through? Maybe it was a time of difficulty at home, or maybe it was the challenge of trying to fit in at school. At that moment, it may have felt like a burden too heavy to carry. But what if those moments were exactly what you needed to build the strength and character that would serve you later in life? What if those difficult situations were not meant to break you, but to mold you into the person you were meant to become? Just like the Prophet Muhammad, who experienced early hardship. From the loss of his parents to the struggles of growing up without the support of a family, Allah was preparing him for the immense challenges he would face as the messenger of Allah. And perhaps, in a similar way, the hardships you faced were preparing you to carry a responsibility far greater than you could have imagined at the time. Reflecting on those moments now, you may start to realize that Allah was not punishing you, but rather He was guiding you. Maybe it was a time when you felt alone or misunderstood, but Allah's guidance was there, shaping you, teaching you lessons that would become the foundation of your faith. It's easy to dismiss these moments as mere childhood experiences, but they are far more than that. They are signs that Allah was with you, even when you didn't recognize His presence. Think back to times when you faced challenges, when doors seemed closed, or when everything you tried didn't seem to work out. Have you ever worked hard for something only to see it slip away at the last moment? It could have been a goal you strived for, a relationship you poured your heart into, or a dream you held onto. At the time, it might have felt like a failure, but what if that failure was actually a blessing in disguise? What if the job, the relationship, or the dream that didn't come true was Allah's way of protecting you from something harmful? The Quran reminds us in Surah Al-Baqarah, "It may be that you dislike something and it is good for you, or that you love something and it is bad for you. Allah knows and you do not know." This verse serves as a powerful reminder that sometimes the things we think we want are not always what is best for us. And in those moments of frustration, when we feel like we've worked so hard and yet come up empty, Allah is redirecting us towards something better, something that we may not yet understand. The tests we face, the setbacks we encounter, and the doors that remain closed are not signs of failure. They are signs of Allah's mercy, guiding us to something greater. It is easy to become disheartened when life doesn't go as planned, but the key is to trust that Allah knows what is best for us. Just like the Prophet Muhammad was tested with trials, his mission was not always smooth, yet every setback led him to a greater purpose. Similarly, in our own lives, every hardship and difficulty we face has the potential to be a stepping stone towards something better. Sometimes, the most painful experiences are the ones that shape us the most. As we face challenges in our lives, we begin to see who our true allies are, the ones who will stand by us no matter the circumstances. It's during moments of trial that the true nature of people is revealed. The Quran teaches us that life's trials are a test, not only of our own faith, but of the sincerity of those around us. When faced with hardship, you may have noticed that some people who were once close to you distanced themselves, while others remained steadfast, offering their support. This is not by chance. Allah uses these moments to purify our relationships and help us see who is truly meant to be part of our journey. Just like the Prophet Muhammad, as Allah, experienced loyalty from his true companions during difficult times, we too find that our relationships are refined during moments of hardship. Those who abandon us during tough times were never meant to be part of our future, and Allah, in His wisdom, uses these moments to teach us about trust and reliance on Him. It's natural to feel disappointed when people let us down, but we must remember that Allah's plan is always greater. The people who remain by our side, supporting us in our faith and our struggles, are the ones we are meant to walk with. And in those moments when we feel alone, we are reminded that our ultimate reliance should be on Allah, not on people. He is our true protector, and He will never abandon us. As we navigate through life, there will be moments when we are tested in ways that we cannot fully understand. Patience, as difficult as it is, becomes our greatest strength during these times. Patience is not about waiting idly for things to change. It is about trusting in Allah's timing and plan, even when the outcome is uncertain. When we face challenges, we often want immediate solutions, but Allah's plan for us unfolds in His own time. The Quran reminds us that with hardship comes ease, and this promise is a beacon of hope in times of trial. Patience is a form of worship, and through it, we develop a deeper connection to Allah. It's easy to try to force things to happen, to push for results, but when we surrender to Allah's will, we find that things unfold in ways far beyond our expectations. This is the beauty of trusting in Allah. Just as the Prophet Muhammad demonstrated in his patience and reliance on Allah, we too are reminded that patience leads to great rewards. It's through patience that we gain wisdom, strength, and closeness to Allah. The final sign from our childhood is perhaps the most important, the shield of faith. When life feels overwhelming, when the challenges seem relentless, it is our faith that becomes our shield, protecting us from despair and guiding us through difficult times. Faith is not just a passive belief, it is an active force that empowers us to rise above the difficulties we face. The Quran reminds us that, indeed, with hardship there is ease, and it is through our faith that we find the strength to overcome life's challenges. When we place our trust in Allah, our faith becomes a powerful tool for transformation. It turns our struggles into opportunities for growth, purification, and spiritual elevation. Like the people of the cave, who relied on their faith during their trials, we too can find strength and courage in our belief in Allah. Faith is the shield that allows us to persevere, to trust in the unseen, and to know that no matter what happens, Allah's plan for us is always perfect. As we reflect on these signs from our childhood, we begin to understand that Allah was always with us, guiding us even when we didn't realize it. The challenges we faced, the struggles we endured, and the moments of doubt were all part of Allah's plan to shape us into the believers we are meant to be. These signs were not random. They were signs that Allah had chosen us for something greater. And as we continue on our journey, we must remember that every trial, every difficulty, and every setback carries with it the potential for growth and the opportunity to draw closer to Allah. May we embrace these signs with faith, patience, and trust in Allah's plan, knowing that He is always with us, guiding us toward the path He has chosen for us. If you find this valuable, then subscribe, like, and share.